Welcome to a brand new episode of the Post Game. I am your host, Davion, and I'm joined by my boy, Elijah.
Yo.
My boy, Matt.
Was good.
And my boy, Oronde.
What up?
How we doing, y'all?
Tired.
Same.
Tired like
Same.
always.
Bro just got
Alright.
off of work, got home, didn't even get a chance to nap.
Hey, there's going to be 1 week. You're going to come in, Oronde, and you're not going to be tired. And I'm going to be like, you know what?
Won't be this week.
Let's go. Next week. Fingers crossed next week. Yeah, but, continuing our series that we started about 4 weeks ago now, predicting each division. We predicted all of the AFC. Now we're moving on to the NFC, starting off with the NFC East, or the NFC least, like I like to call it, because they are the worst NFC division. They are the Dallas Cowboys, the Philadelphia Eagles, the New York Giants, and the Washington Commanders.
The name redacted.
I honestly thought I was gonna say the Washington Redskins, but I was like, wow, I don't do that. But yeah, like we start all of these from top to bottom. Let me hear y'all's predictions.
All right, I'm gonna lead y'all off with the odds this time. Cowboys are leading at plus 115, Eagles at plus 185, Commanders at plus 500, and the Giants at plus 800. But I will say it'll honestly be in that order. Actually, no, Commanders on the bottom, Giants third, Eagles second, Cowboys first. That is my order.
I have it as Philly, then Dallas, Washington, then the Giants.
Mine's just
I think-
around there.
What was
You think-
Elijah?
I got the same thing, just like around there.
Okay.
Dallas, Eagles, Giants, and then Washington at the bottom. I'm going with Eagles at 1, Dallas at 2.
They're both so bad.
I mean, if I'm getting the Washington Commanders defense from 2 years ago, I'm going to take the Commanders and then the Giants.
Yeah, that's
So
what I think.
as we break down each of these teams, why do we think Dallas still, for those of you, why do we think Dallas still runs this league?
Because it's Dallas. They usually own the league, own this division, and also Dak Prescott should live up to his expectations this time, coming off an injury and all that stuff. And they're probably the second most complete team, but they also tend to just lead. Who was the division leader last year? Cowboys.
Dallas.
So
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
since they don't repeat, it should be the Eagles this year. But
Yeah.
I think the Cowboys can pull it off. As much as I like bullying them.
I mean, it's funny to think that the Eagles actually made the playoffs last year.
Well, I was gonna say, for Dallas standpoint, if you really look at it, they've digressed completely.
I agree.
They lost Amari Cooper,
Yeah.
and then they lost is it Landon Collins?
Yeah.
La'el Collins?
Lyle
Yeah.
Collins.
So that's two of your biggest offensive pieces right there, I think. And you have Michael Gallup coming off an ACL, late ACL, and you basically only have CeeDee Lamb, and then Zeke's a question mark, and then Pollard's been really good for them. But realistically, they didn't do anything big. They've just kind of been I think they've just gotten worse. And their signings have been very, very mid too. They haven't signed any big guys that'll truly help the team. So
I agree. Just as we talk about Dallas right now, I think Dallas is a funny team. It's like they are so-called America's team, but they haven't been good since the 90s. And the expectation that put on Dak is because of that contract that granted, he deserved that contract that he got, but he just hasn't lived up to that name in the past seasons. Like you said, Matt, they have taken away. I mean, they have digressed, and they've lost prime weapons that they just can't get. Amari's arguably a top 10 receiver in the league, and now they have just completely lost him for a 5th round pick and haven't like haven't brought anybody in to fill that void.
I
And I
mean,
don't think CeeDee
I
Lamb's gonna.
wouldn't say I was gonna say I wouldn't say Amari's like top 10, but he's like
For Dallas,
he's
He's
top
one
10.
of the best route runners, if not the
I
best in the
yes,
league.
that I agree with. He's like one of the most solid receivers in the league, but like I feel like CeeDee Lamb can be much better than like Amari Cooper. His ceiling is, which is good for them. But again, like they also got rid of like Cedric Wilson, so like they really only have 2 receivers.
I mean, I
Not
think. Listen, I guess so. I guess. I mean, CD has. I think he has so. He has a lot. He has a high ceiling, but I
Yeah.
don't think that's very obtainable or reachable right now. And I also think like when you look at the other receivers in NFC, like Justin Jefferson, or like some like the smaller receivers, the quick and
Jamar Chase.
or Jamar Chase, like the small, fast receivers, like he's not. He's not ranked higher than any of these guys. Like, I mean, CD was great at A&M. I mean, not Oklahoma, but like he hasn't really showed much in the big leagues. And then you have Ezekiel Elliott. I mean, I think he's done in my opinion. I don't think Ezekiel Elliott will ever be a top back in a league for the rest of his career. I think now you're going to see him start to follow the Le'Veon Bell route.
I think he can keep around the top 15 range. That's just me being biased as a Ohio State follower, but he still has that potential. He just has to keep the weight off. Like they're bullying, who was it? Leonard Fournette right now
Oh, yeah,
for being
he just
overweight.
gained a lot of weight.
Ezekiel Elliott, they used to call him. Feed him, but they did draft a lineman, 24th overall.
But he wasn't. I think so. It's funny you brought that point up. As I was watching, I think it like Undisputed today, and they were talking about the same exact. Like they were talking about Dallas and like, are they like good enough to reach the Super Bowl or whatever? And like they were talking about like how the guys like they drafted that guy at 24, but like the following like pick, was like one of the better like a top 10 linebacker coming out of college last year. Let me look. And so, like, I just feel like, I mean, they picked up. I don't want to call him a nobody because I feel like if you get drafted, then you are somebody. But like,
they also picked up a couple more linemen, and then including a wide receiver, and I think in the 3rd or 4th round, and then a tight end as well. And then they shored up their defense once again.
I mean, I was gonna say too.
That should help out plenty.
Yeah, Jerry Jones is really good at drafting like offensive linemen. Like he's always been good at that. So I don't think that's like a huge worry.
yeah.
And like he's better at developing guys than signing big players. So that's usually why the Cowboys don't go after those big guys. Like how Von Miller wanted to go to Dallas and they didn't want him, which is just bizarre.
Well, did you hear why they didn't want him? Did you hear why they didn't get him? Because they offered him like $15 million less.
They gave him the deal that Randy Gregory signed with Denver. It was like that deal. It was like around there.
Okay.
Compared to what the Bills gave him, which is literally like a 6-year max, like something ridiculous that the Bills gave him because they want to win. Like they're all in right now. So, but like it would have been 15-20 mil less. They have plenty of cap space because they just got rid of Cooper. So I don't know why you would do that, not take the shot on that. And him and Micah Parsons together would be scary, scary combo right there. So
I just realized they have yet another cornerback in their depth chart because they drafted one 6'1", 197 out of Fresno State. It's a lot of cornerbacks. Why do they have so many?
Listen, I mean, Dallas is a team that, like, in order for their offense to thrive, their defense needs to be really good. And so if their offense is gonna, I mean, if their defense fails to like, if their offense looks like the Commanders did last year, then Dallas will fail. And
they have 4 cornerbacks.
Dallas
and
usually
4 free
has
safeties.
much better offenses than defenses, though.
Yes.
Dallas, I was about to say Dallas secondary's never been that good anyway. So
I
for them to
agree.
draft more cornerback is a reason because like on defense they never been that pretty strong at, but offense they've been good. So
Like Dak Prescott is like consistently like big on the passing yards like every year. So like there's nothing
yes,
like he's always good. Like Dallas always has like a top like 5 offense in the league, I think. But it's just their defense that always like ruins it. Now, their defense will be better this year, I do agree. But their offense will be worse. So that will be like an interesting combo to see like truly how good they will be. So
I mean, I hear that, but I also like I think the point of like they didn't get a replacement for Amari Cooper being gone now. And so now that Amari's gone, like what exactly do we think where's that gonna go now?
CD,
Where
CD,
else?
his only option.
They got
CD and James.
and Schultz.
And Dalton.
Well, we can't forget Michael Gallup as well.
Didn't he just come off an ACL injury?
but he might not be back like 100%
Yeah,
at the start
exactly.
because it was kind of a late injury.
So he still have the options to throw to people. It's just he just don't have that go to
And-
like a
And Tony Pollard out of the backfield.
yeah.
Like
Which
I think
we might see. Obviously, Tony will be the number one running back, but we might see him kind of turn into like a James White, where he's dual use because he has the quickness for it.
Who are we talking about? I'm sorry.
Tony
Tony.
Pollard.
Oh, I mean, I think for them, they really need to start using Tony Pollard like we use Alvin Kamara. Simple.
Yeah,
And like Carolina
Christian
uses
McCaffrey.
Yes.
I doubt that's going to happen because they got Zeke. So
I mean, but
Zeke should turn into a power back.
Zeke
Yeah,
needs to
they-
turn into
He should transition from finesse to power back at
Exactly.
this point.
I agree.
Bulk up,
yeah.
keep the extra like 15 pounds, convert that to muscle, and just turn into a downhill rusher.
And you can do those 2 running back sets with them, which like with those 2 on the field, that can actually be like scary for teams. And line up Zeke at fullback or just have Pollard play receiver, like a slot receiver. Like I feel like that could work for them as well. So
Do we think Micah Parsons puts the team on his back again?
He's gonna have to.
yes.
He's gonna have to. I mean, they drafted a
Did-
kid and and he was saying that like he wanted to come to Dallas. I think there was a linebacker. Was it Dallas that was talking to? I can't remember. But I think it was Dallas. The guy was like, I want to come to Dallas and change the culture in Dallas. That might have been Dallas. But regardless, like I think Dallas doesn't they have one leader. Well, 2. I would say 2. They have a young kid in Micah Parsons, and then they have
Dak Prescott.
Dak. And so it's like if you don't like they're gonna have to start working as a complete team because right now they're playing like they're all big names and signing big checks, and they're playing they're playing like they're in Hollywood, and like that won't last in this league, especially when teams know how to really, get around Dak because someone said I think it was Matt or one of y'all has said something about like Dak has a lot of passing yards. Like granted, in the first 3 games last season, Dak Prescott played Dolphins. He played the Dolphins. He played like 3 terrible teams.
Consistently though. So remember the year when he broke his ankle?
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
He was on pace for I think he had 500 or 600 passing yards in the first 3 weeks. It was something ridiculous.
No, he had 800 or
800.
Something absurd.
He almost had 500 in one game or something ridiculous. And then the injury happened, and we all know. So Dak can put those numbers up. He's consistently good. I like Dak. I think he's a good QB.
I agree.
Very good QB.
Absurd Dak just reminds me of 2016 Matt Ryan, or any Matt Ryan for that matter. He's going to put up the numbers, but the win column is what they lack.
I mean, their first 3 wins this season. I mean, like, okay, so here's the first 7 weeks of Dallas last season. They played Tampa Bay and lost, but that was a really good game that entire they both that played.
That game was
played.
awesome. That game was
That
They,
was back
they
and
beat
That was
the
a good game.
they beat the Chargers by 3. Good game as well for
Yeah.
them. They blew the
Mhm.
Eagles out by 20. That
Mhm.
we're gonna get that. They beat Carolina Panthers. So you got the Eagles, the Panthers, then they beat the Giants by 20.
Panthers were good at the time though.
They were good at the time.
I'll say
That's when they were
okay.
3-0, right?
I'll say okay. I'll say okay. And they beat the Patriots, who weren't in
That was
that week
The
after.
Patriots didn't.
no.
Y'all didn't get good till like week
2 weeks
7,
after.
like week,
Listen, 2 weeks after they became a good team in the NFL. The Patriots. They had the
yeah.
bye week,
that
week
was some
7.
BS.
Then they played the Vikings, who are terrible. And then
Vikings are not
and then they
terrible.
got. Do you remember? Then they got blown
Got
out by
whooped
the Broncos. They got
Yeah.
blown out by the Broncos
At home too.
at home,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of Dak's numbers were in trash time as well. Then they blew the Falcons out. Like, that's by 40. Obviously, you're gonna blow the Falcons out by 100 if you want to. And then they lost to the Chiefs. They lost to the Raiders, and then they beat my Saints.
Raiders were a dark horse from the start of that season too.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's like, I mean, don't get me wrong. You play who's on your schedule, but like, they aren't doing much. I mean, I just don't think Dallas is a team that should be feared in the NFL going into next season.
Let's look at their
I could be
schedule
wrong.
this year.
Hmm?
Let's look at their schedule this year.
I just closed it out.
Okay, so they play the Bucks again, week 1. Bengals, Giants, Commanders, Rams, Eagles, Detroit, Bears, Packers, Vikings, Giants, Colts, Texans, Jaguars, Eagles, Titans. That's at least 8 to 9 wins right there.
That's at least 13 interceptions for
said-
Trayvon Diggs.
I had them at 7 to 8 wins though.
Wait, so I'm sorry. What can you read? I'll just look at them.
Okay.
Dallas Cowboys.
So out of all these games, I feel like they can win 7 to 10, maybe 10 might be pushing it.
7 to 10 wins for Dallas. So right, so they play Tampa Bay. Oh my gosh, Tampa Bay, then the Bengals.
Like Bengals, that's a tough one. They can beat the Giants.
Let's say
Commanders,
1, 2,
they'll beat.
3,
Rams, they'll lose.
4, 5, 6.
Philly, I really think Philly can split.
Speaking of Bengals, Joey Burrow is working out with Palmer right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I say not. I'm right there with you, Matt. 9 to 10 wins for Dallas this season.
I give Dallas 10.
10.
I want their fans to be insufferable so they can get a first round sweep.
What's their
I mean,
schedule like?
It's not.
There's
it's
a
not
lot
hard,
of toss-ups here.
huh?
I feel like there's a lot of toss-ups here. Like
So they have Tampa Bay, Bengals, Giants, Commanders, Rams. Oh, yeah, never mind. Hold on.
Lost.
Eagles, Lions, Bears, Packers, Vikings,
Shoot.
Giants,
I want-
Colts, Texans, Jaguars, Eagles, Titans. Yeah, I give them 9 wins.
I give the Lions the win on this one.
I give them 9.
Honestly, Oronde, I'll take that bet.
Oh,
because
I have a challenge for that?
for the Lions.
Say less. I'm on with that.
Because I think the Lions, that's going to be that dark horse this team. Because when is this? October 23rd. Who they play on Thanksgiving this year?
is it Dallas?
It is Dallas. It's the throwback jerseys.
They play the Giants.
Oh, is it the Giants? Oh, I forgot.
Yuck.
And so, I mean,
But like realistically, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At least like 7 or 8 of these teams are like guaranteed losses, I think. Like Rams, I feel like they'll lose. Packers,
Yep.
I think the Vikings can even beat them.
I think the Vikings will beat them.
They're losing to the Packers,
Tennessee with a
Tampa.
healthy Derrick Henry, I'm taking that. over
Bengals.
Dallas.
The Bengals
can
as well.
beat them. Bucks
Yeah,
can
they
beat
Bengals
them.
beating them. Yep.
Bucks can beat them, and then Philly's gonna at least split it.
Philly's definitely going to split.
Philly split the series for
So-
sure.
Yeah.
Thankfully, someone just mentioned the team we're going to move into talking about. Because I feel like we talked about Dallas for way too long.
That's Welcome to mainstream media.
Yeah, sounds about right. So the Philadelphia Eagles, they have done a tremendous job this offseason. They added AJ Brown. They've added some depth
I have the names.
in their defense. Go ahead, Matt, because I don't have to.
Okay. So they added Jordan Davis from the draft, Nakobe Dean from the draft are the two big guys.
Yeah.
They trade for AJ Brown. They signed Fletcher Cox back. They signed James Bradbury. They signed Hassan Reddick, and then they get Jason Kelsey back.
So
Hassan Reddick and Jason Kelsey are huge additions.
And I think Bradbury is a huge one too.
Yeah.
Their secondary was their weakest spot in their defense.
No. Bradbury kind of underperformed a lot of his tenure.
Still, like, he was on the Giants. So
I think he does replace their loss of Mills when he went to New England.
Him and Darius Slay, that is very good. That's very good, I think.
So talking about the Eagles, as Matt just said, like, all the big names that they just brought in, like, what's their ceiling? Like what's obtainable for them this season?
11 wins. Probably.
11 or 12 wins.
Yeah. I think that's the highest they can achieve realistically.
Do we think they can make a big push in the playoffs? Because they got blown out by Tampa Bay in the playoffs last year.
If they can not face Tampa Bay, they have a dark horse shot.
Well, I don't think it's that. I think if they can work as a team and they can show up from the jump as a real legitimate force to be reckoned with this season, I think they have a chance.
But it's Tampa Bay.
Yeah. So as when we get to Tampa Bay, y'all are gonna be really interested by my notion about Tampa Bay this season, because I don't think they got it.
It's gonna be all Jalen Hurts.
It's me not underestimating Tom at any point. I've learned my lesson way too many times.
Matt, I agree with that statement. I definitely do think it's like Jalen Hurts. Like it's his division to lose.
Just like we mentioned about Tua, it's his prove it year.
I mean, I don't even think. I think you give Hurts more time though. It's his second year.
Mm-hmm.
He really wasn't horrible. He got them to the playoffs.
He was the reason they almost won.
Yeah,
he got them to the playoffs. I mean, you got to give him that. Like, yes, his mechanics might be a little off, but easy fix up, I think. Like, I think he can be a very solid QB. I don't think he's going to be top 10. Maybe can push into that top 15, but I don't think so.
I feel like Jalen Hurts is underrated. I feel like people critique him too much and criticize him too much.
Really?
And they don't realize, they don't realize, Eagles pretty much was going through a building phase at that time. So you have to give him time. Now, if he does the same thing, doesn't produce what he got now, then you could criticize him. But right now, just give him time.
Listen,
and also they're a run-heavy team.
Yeah, they are.
So that's why people criticize his passing game a lot. So
Boston Scott should do well as it is.
He's gonna have to be able to pass the ball at a high clip this season, because now you have two weapons and
three weapons.
Three weapons
yeah.
And
so you have Devontae Smith, AJ Brown.
Yes. Yeah.
You got Goddard.
Yeah.
And they can run play action with Scott.
Miles, yeah. If he as a quarterback does not perform to the best of his ability and if he is a problem for this team, I think they cut dry for him. I think they do, because who they would go after, I don't know. Maybe you look to trade for Jimmy G,
which he is now available according to 49ers.
That's.
But after 2 years,
do they have the assets though? Do they have the assets to
yes,
even
they
move?
do. They have 2 first-round picks next year. They have a first for 2024 and then 2 seconds for 2024 as well. They have plenty of picks. But obviously, Garoppolo's not worth a first.
No. Maybe a third, second.
He's worth a single first, but he wouldn't be worth much after that. Yeah, he is.
A late first.
I'm giving him a third max.
Okay,
That's
now you're being harsh.
crazy.
Now
That's
you're being harsh.
For
that's a hater.
Garoppolo?
Yeah, for
I think
Garoppolo.
I'd say max second. Max second. I mean, because
I
look,
can't do it. I can't do it.
he beat a number 1 seed Packers team in the playoffs last year. And he
It was
beat
their
a
defense,
Dallas.
though.
I mean, I get it, but his name was still on the ticket at quarterback.
He
That's
is
true.
Barely.
representative of a winning culture. He did it in New England as well in the absence of Mr. Brady.
Yeah. And
So I have nothing to do but vouch for him.
Oronde's on
Unfortunately.
that no slanter. Slanter for Garoppolo, I see.
Hey, he was supposed to be baby Brady, but Kraft was like, get this man out of here.
Cut dry fast. And then 2 years later you traded Tom Brady. So but anywho, yeah. So Eagles, in my opinion, are like a team that really should be like watched this season, especially Jalen Hurts. He is going to be, because if their defense comes along and like provides them like a B plus or even a B on a week to week basis, then Hurts has to perform. And if he doesn't, he'll be gone. Because this is last year, right? On his rookie deal. No, he got one more.
I think he has one more year left.
That's 4 years, right? Rookie deal.
Yeah, I thought this is his second year.
Is it a second? You might be right. I think it's gonna be a third. I
No,
have no
this
idea.
upcoming season is his second year.
Yeah, you're right. So
Oh wait,
And he did not get paid a lot either.
I didn't think he would.
4
I'm
years,
trying to-
$6 million.
This is his third year, Matt, going into his third.
Yeah, third year.
oh that's right. I forgot he
He sat.
sat behind Wentz.
Yeah.
Okay.
So after
Still,
the season, he has
gotta give him time.
one more year left on his contract, and then you tank or
I hope he gets paid because they did not pay him enough.
How much did he get paid? What was his contract?
Well, he's like a
4
third-round
years,
pick.
$6 million.
He's a
Only
third round
2.8
pick.
guaranteed. Yeah, a third round pick that did a lot.
That's harsh. Got him to the playoffs at 9 and at 8, so he did something. But yeah, the Giants or the Commanders is next. Which one do y'all want to talk about? Because it's
Commanders because it's quick.
I don't think so. I think the Giants are gonna be quick.
I think the Commanders are gonna be quicker.
Okay, so why do y'all so I think Oronde, you're leaning towards the Commanders being worse than the Giants, and Matt, you're leaning towards the Giants being worse than the Commanders.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Why?
Matt, you can go ahead.
Okay, so the Giants, realistically, besides their draft with Evan Neal and Thibodeau, they really have done absolutely nothing. It's the same team. Daniel Jones is not going to get signed back. It's a prove-it year for Daniel Jones. Their offensive line's still horrible. Like, their defense will be okay, but they did lose a couple big pieces there. And, like, it's just the same team, I think. Like, I really don't think anything's changed. And, like, the Giants are always horrible, and their schedule's so bad this year. Like, I thought they were going to get, like, 4 wins.
That's crazy.
I mean, last year, before
I'm also with the QB thing with the Commanders. I'm taking Wentz over Daniel Jones any day.
I don't know. Nah, not even.
That's a good debate that I would have.
Mm-mm.
I like Daniel Jones like as a quarterback, but because Wentz has proved himself in this league a little bit, I would say Wentz.
Wentz had a good season last year.
I just can't.
No, I'm kidding.
Good season.
Look. Wait. So last year, they beat the Saints in Week 4. The Giants did. They beat Carolina.
Saquon's also a question mark too, if he's going to be 100% still or not.
No, so this is going to be his second year off of that ACL, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So people who played the game before say that like it's not the year right, like when you get back from injury, it's the year after that you're back to like normal. So if Saquon has a beastly year this year, I think we'll see something, but I think it's all in Daniel Jones's hands. He controls his destiny, obviously, and he controls like what happens. And so, I mean, I don't know. They're just a team in a division where it's like very top heavy, because like the Eagles and Dallas, we all know they're gonna either win or tie for the division, and because the Giants and the Commanders are so bad, no one really looks at these two teams. But like, do I think they can surprise you on a Monday or a Thursday night, beating like their division rivals? Yes. Like, do I think they can like win an odd game like once or twice each season? Yes. I mean, they can beat. I mean, they're the type of team that like beat Tennessee or like beat Green Bay.
I mean,
It's funny because they get
they're
Tennessee
not
week
beating Green
1.
Bay.
I would say that just to be a troll. I know that.
Realistically, they can probably get like 6 max.
I give them 8.
I think so. The Panthers Giants one's a toss up. They can beat the Bears. They can beat
Jacksonville.
the Jaguars.
They can beat Seattle. They could beat the
They can beat the
Texans.
Texans. They can
I think
beat
they lose.
Detroit.
I think they lose to Detroit, but they also take one of the Commanders games, if not both, and Vikings.
Do we not think they'll split for the Eagles and Dallas either? I mean, we all know division games are
Dallas
a lot
win, split Eagles, sweep Commanders.
They're not going to split Philly. They're not going to split both. They'll probably split the Commanders.
I don't think they split Commanders. I think they sweep them.
Do we think the Commanders are that bad?
I do.
I don't think they're that bad.
Why?
The only thing they have is their defense and Terry McLaurin. And
I mean,
we
they
don't know.
have personal-
I do not trust Wentz to deliver the ball at all.
Over Daniel Jones?
I will take a rising Daniel Jones over Carson Wentz.
I just realized, why did they trade for Carson Wentz?
No one else is available.
I don't know. I don't know why they just didn't keep their other quarterback, the actually good one.
Heineke?
I mean, they drafted Sam Howell.
He needs a year to sit.
I mean, they drafted Sam Howell. Is Wentz going to start over Heineke?
I haven't heard anything about the QB battle.
It's been quiet. I mean, they have 4 on their roster right now. So, I mean, it's been really quiet coming out of Washington.
And also, they've added, let me see. They beefed up their O-line. Actually, never mind. It's like a slight upgrade, but not really. I mean, most of the signings they had, they were just like, it was like the Terry McLaurin extension, and then like getting Montez Sweat back were like the huge ones for them. And then they've been kind of quiet ever since. Chase Young coming back though off the ACL, that'll be good for them.
Oh, I forgot he went down. So many players went down last season with an ACL.
I know.
Listen, so I'm going to change.
Also, I don't have faith in any Daniel Snyder run organization.
Make a point. I mean, did I put the Commanders over the Giants? I don't remember.
You did. I think
I'm gonna switch that. I'm gonna put the Commanders at 3. Just because
I'm gonna put the Commanders at 3, and I'm giving them like 6 wins.
I give the Commanders 5 wins. No.
I mean, it's funny how like, we can talk so much about like those first 2 teams, and then we get down to like the bottom 2 division, like the bottom 2 of the division, and it's just
because the first 2 teams actually have promise. These ones don't.
I mean, these 2 teams are they're waiting for a quarterback.
You know what? I'd go out to say that the Lions will drop 40 on the Commanders. I'm predicting a blowout
on that defense.
Yeah.
Why do you hate the Commanders so bad?
Because they suck. I have no faith in them.
Why though? That's not
why though. Why though? Because
is it just because of Carson Wentz?
Oh yeah, one. I'm very much biased against Carson Wentz.
Why?
Because I watched him in Indianapolis. He sucks.
Ah, thought there was a different reason.
Indy is the better team and did nothing with him.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, wet the bed in Jacksonville.
Bro, that was bad. That's poor.
It's not. That's a team effort. I'm not blaming that on him.
I'm not blaming it on him, but he's definitely the part of the reason.
I'm quick to blame it on him. You gotta wait. Like, how do you?
They couldn't even get Jonathan Taylor going either. I mean, it was just a bad the whole way
showing.
through.
I'm going to stand my ground and say that the Commanders are doo-doo because of Wentz. If Heineke starts, my opinion changes.
I think I would honestly, I would be if you are a fan of the Giants or the Commanders, are you hopeful for the future?
No, maybe the Giants.
Maybe Giants, but not the
Depending
Commanders.
what happens,
Not
with
the
Daniel
football
Jones.
team. Sorry.
If they tank this year and get Bryce Young or Stroud, maybe, which could happen, and it probably will happen. So, because they didn't accept Daniel Jones as fifth-year option, so that just shows they don't care anymore and they don't want to use him anymore.
Yeah.
It's
terrible.
Like,
if Jones can recreate
so
his first 5 weeks of this past season,
I agree.
I need that. I need that. That was the time of my life.
He played great.
He did.
Played great. Dual threat. Vanilla Vic was floating around the Twitter spaces.
Vanilla Vic.
It was such a good time. Such a good time.
Oh man. I mean, listen.
And then his line started giving up.
It's a matter of time. No, I have no faith in these two teams until what's the kid's name who owns the Washington Commanders?
Dan Schneider.
Until he sells that team, do we think he's gonna end up selling it in the near future?
He is in the middle of getting questioned by the
he's in a lot
committee.
of trouble, right?
Well, yeah, I know
they literally subpoenaed him. Like he was on a yacht, and they're like, "We're gonna get you this paper." So now he's being forced to do it online. Like this is part of like a $10 million fine that the NFL gave him a few years ago. Like he has to get rid of it. And then his who is it? I forgot who else is supposed to step in for him. She's not any good either. So it's just like dysfunction. And they're trying to plan for another stadium to be moved, and then this and that. It's like no. It's like what do they have going for them aside from Chase Young and Terry McLaurin? That's literally it. That's their franchise.
Yeah. I like Heineke. I guess not.
Heineke is a hometown hero, and that's about it.
He is. That's honestly it. But I mean,
Terry McLaurin getting paid is essentially Bradley Beal at the NFL.
Yeah. Oh, Bradley Beal. How much I don't want to talk about that atrocity. I don't want to talk about that. But yeah, before we get ready to go, any final things on these 4 teams or 2 teams, to be honest?
Lions sweep both.
Both Commanders and Giants?
Yes.
Okay, that's very likely.
He's sticking with the Lions, I see.
I like the Lions too, though.
I am a fan of MCDC. Cannot lie.
I think the Giants are going to be terrible. I still think they're going to be the worst team. I know, but the way y'all talking about them, y'all acting like they're
no. I like the Commanders more than the Giants. Me. I mean, I like the Commanders better than the Giants. It's just Oronde.
And I stand by it.
I can't do it. Let's see.
When I see that W, when I look at the schedule later this year, I don't want to hear anything.
I mean, what's so great about this is that this is all here. We can go back.
This is on record. I'm keeping this on record too. Not even off the books. On record.
Oh, all right.
See, Elijah, these are good.
Elijah, before we get ready to go, you got anything else to say, or are you done with these 4 teams?
No, I'm good.
Matt, you good?
I have one more question. What do you think will be the collective win percentage of this division? Over 500 or under 500?
Under.
What I will say is...
Wait, whoa.
Under.
Under. Yeah.
I think it'll be
Dang.
at 500. I think it'll be just about at 500.
I mean, because
if not
Dallas,
a little bit over.
I mean, because Dallas and the Eagles are gonna pull 10 wins each. Well,
No, I feel like Philly will probably pull the 10 wins.
It's gonna
Dallas,
be a close between Philly and Cowboys on
it's definitely gonna
the
be
number
under
one
500.
seed. On the number one seed, so yeah.
and then depending how bad the Commanders are and the Giants are. Yeah,
I like Giants.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Which
I know a Giants fan, and it'll be great for her mental health if they do something mildly successful.
Is it
I like
her
Giants
mental
for a
health or is it
reason.
yours?
Huh?
Is it hers or yours?
Hers, not mine. I have no attachment to it.
Okay.
I do like to brag though when I'm right. So.
Oh, you really? Oh no. All right.
Oh, we got another me.
Yeah. Anywho, let's
Here's the
get
thing:
out
I'm
of
not
here.
usually wrong.
Oh, okay, yeah. I know it's getting dark days now.
I feel you, man.
Okay, all right. If you made it this far, thanks for listening. Appreciate y'all coming on and listening to us. Next week we will be talking about the NFC. Which one should we do next week?
Let's do the West.
Well, there's like an order I go off of, but like now I just can't find it.
Okay, so the NFC.
It'll be
North?
next week is gonna be the NFC North. It's gonna be Elijah's division. So come prepared to hear a lot of screaming and maybe some fighting and bloodshed.
Half of it will be about the Packers. I already know.
Most of it is gonna be about the Packers, of course.
It really will. But
we gonna have to back out.
I think the Lions might be some fun next week.
I will be. I will be the man of the Lions.
I might be riding. I'm gonna be riding that bandwagon with you, Matt. I'm not Matt Oronde, but Jared Goff's their quarterback, so not too.
That's the problem.
Dang it.
That's the only downfall.
What if they traded for?
That's a
Jimmy
huge
G?
Downfall.
What if they traded for Jimmy G? Does that make them?
They
a good,
can't
better
because
team?
they're the most expensive offense in the NFL.
I'm just saying,
$36 million is owed to Jared Goff this.
That's sickening. Why would they grab that contract?
Your face.
Anywho,
Because they got the entire Rams' future. The Rams are like OKC.
the Rams are.
You mean
the
Detroit's like
opposite.
OKC?
The opposite. Sorry.
I'm gonna say if that's. Hey, I'm not mad at it. Detroit looks. The OKC looks really good. All right. Anywho, let's get out of here. I have been your host, Davion. Thank you all for listening to this entire time. The entire thing. If you've made it this far, it's been a good one. But next week will be a lot of fun too. Yeah, I've been your host, Davion.
I've been Eli.
I'm Matt.
I'm Oronde.
And this has been the post game. Peace.